Jason Weezer.
Here.
Wayne Oliver.
Here.
Kurt Murray. Here. Larry Hefner is here.
Minutes of the February 1st meeting. Has everybody got a chance to take a look at them? And I made one correction. I couldn't call to order because I was in San Diego.
I think I chaired that meeting.
Or Kurt chaired that.
Okay.
Would they be adopted as corrected?
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the Plan Commission meeting minutes of February 1st with one change. Chairman to Kurt
Seconded by
Murray.
Bob.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Matthew Construction, you're on the...
Agenda.
Well, I'm Andrew Peters. I'm with Milestone Materials, American Construction. Here with Tony Tomaszek, Milestone Materials.
There you go. Thank you.
It's two-sided on that little map there. Here to kind of talk in regards to our shale quarry. It's a couple miles west of town here on County Highway 25. On the other side, this is a draft reclamation plan for our shale quarry. And the reason we wanted to get a minute, thanks for giving us an opportunity to talk quick. On the reclamation plan, you can see outlined in yellow is a 40-acre piece that we're currently a non-metallic mining operation as a non-conforming permitted use. We took a look at that, and we know we're gonna have to get at that 18 acres on the north. There's a lot of aggregate there, and some of those little ancillary pieces around the edges. Right now, we only have that 27-acre area that's outlined in black. That's basically the non-conforming area that it's outside the 50-foot setback from neighboring properties and the 100-foot setback from the road. We know we'll need that 18 acres eventually, and we thought, well, let's find out what it would take to get this all expanded. So we wanted to come here tonight and see, we kind of want to get these above board. I mean, you exist in that non-conforming use area, and it just is something we want to be done with. Go through your process, get a conditional use permit, get a bond in place, get a reclamation plan approved. We started to put some things together. That's why this is a very draft plan. I looked through the ordinance and thought, yeah, we can put this together, but why don't we go talk to them first to make sure that what we're doing is something that sounds okay, and if there's any concerns they have that we should address in our application. So
So you're saying this, the dotted yellow is where what you currently have? Where
Yep.
is that defined?
It was a map that was submitted to the county years ago
Okay.
when they asked for the 40-acre delineation for what we wanted to grandfather back then.
Okay.
And-
So the county has that? huh?
Yeah, and it wasn't by description, it might be that 40, I suppose it's that southerly 40 right now.
it's a 40, back in 1973, Houston County, I guess it was, from what I understand, it was a couple reasons they did this. They wanted to get these 40-acre pieces, and one of the reasons was they didn't have a good grip on where all the mining operations were in the county, so they wanted an inventory, was the first objective. And the second, they wanted to pare it down into 40-acre pieces. They were getting a little nervous about, say, 160 or 320-acre farm having maybe a borrow pit on one end, and then someday all of a sudden the quarry opened on the other. So they wanted to pare it down into 40-acre pieces, so they had everyone register their 40 that they wanted to hold as a non-metallic mining operation. And that's where that 40 comes from on that shale property.
Now, there's another quarry along that road. I don't know if it's a quarry. Is that yours? Is that in?
That used to be one of ours, but it's a real narrow entrance going in there, that's
Yeah.
no longer one of ours.
And the horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We no longer have that one, so.
Okay, that's Horn?
Yeah. I think that's where the nesting owls go in there.
There's a tiny little entrance there.
We did visit the county on this to see if we were gonna fall under dual zoning, but they confirmed that it's strictly town of La Crescent zoning. That could-
Township of La Crescent.
Township of La Crescent zoning, right?
Yeah, I talked to Rick Frank about it, and he kind of keyed me that you guys are gonna be probably contacting us, and I sent the not this information, but when I sent out the minutes, or the notice for the meeting, that you were gonna be here, but it's very preliminary at this point.
Yep. Yeah, and that's kind of, like I said, where we started. We're, let's not just put a big pile of stuff together and throw them
Yeah,
at them. We should
yeah.
talk and make sure that we got
What's your timetable for this?
We're,
none.
I mean, because the reason I'm asking,
We got
I don't know
all the
enough
time.
what to ask for questions tonight.
Right, no, that's fine, yeah.
we got all the time in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So, I
Okay.
mean, we wanna start the process, do it right.
Yeah,
You know, understanding that currently we could operate 24/7 there, but we realize that's not reasonable. We're okay with, La Crescent is the same as the counties verbatim, basically, 6 days a week, blah, blah, blah. We're okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, in today's world, if we can get 6 days a week for construction activities, that's pretty good, so.
yeah, I know when we've dealt with the quarries prior to this, I know there's some senior members on the board that have said, hey, they're all grandfathered in, there's much you can do with them now. So, and I'm on the planning commission for the county as well, and this is their attempt to get a handle on this, just to know where everything is and make some kind of understanding of what's gonna happen in the future, but like, especially with reclamation plans and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we have no plans to take any major quantities out of there. It's just, this is a quality future reserve for the area. So if nothing else, it's us putting people on notice that, hey, there's an active quarry that's a valuable resource out there that we want to protect, so that as La Crescent grows,
Well,
we
and
know it's out there.
that's been one of the themes all along with the county, is that there are multiple quarries around, and ideally, if you need rock, you can get it from a quarry close to you rather than trucking it 30, 50 miles, you know? So, I mean, they're kind of struggling with, you know, is the quarry active or not?
Right. And we're even okay with hours or stuff like that that's reasonably close to the current zoning. I mean, if we gotta negotiate a little bit, we're fine with that.
Well, and our restrictions are, we can be more restricting than the county, but we can't be less.
Less restricting.
So, I mean, we appreciate you coming and giving us the information and including us in the discussion, but realistically, we'll probably see what the county does, and, because we could jump ahead and do it, and then you guys would be back, because we were less restrictive than the county, so you'd be back here, you know, correcting that.
And I guess what we'll do after some guidance here, we'll make a formal request, and I guess we'll put our requested hours in our request, and then we can go from there.
Sure.
The other thing we did for Houston County, we supplied them reclamation bonds, which is actually in their ordinance, it's in your ordinance as well.
Mm-hmm.
The county board is supposed to establish that bond amount, and that's been one of the big issues, that they haven't done that. So we took the Wisconsin method and we calculated what our reclamation costs would be for our other quarries in Houston County. We actually gave them bonds, and they're sitting on them right now pending county board review. So we would probably throw that same idea out when we came with our formal request. It's totally up to you what you want to put for a bond on there.
Well, and like I said, I've got an interest in both of them, and that's one of the things that I was anticipating discussion, was that somebody needs to put a dollar value on it.
Right.
If it's you guys or, you know, but somebody needs to put a dollar value on it, and that'll drive the bond.
Right. And basically, the way the Wisconsin one works, you pay for active acres, and you also pay to provide a bond, so you got a two-phase thing over there. In Houston County and La Crescent, it's just, you supply a bond, and if a third party has to come out there and reclaim it, you're covered, so.
Yeah.
Kurt?
So the Wisconsin
I'll say model is based on so many dollars per active acre?
Right, you pay a fee on open acreage, and each county sets their own limit on that. And then they also set the limit on the bond, so they, with the new mapping systems, they actually determine how big the acreage is, and then they tell you, we need a $100,000 bond for this quarry, we need $50,000 bond for that quarry. And we basically go out and get an insurance policy, a paper bond that says, this
Sure.
bonding company will cover us for the reclamation of this pit.
If necessary.
That's exactly what we did with Houston County on the other couple we got.
And it's,
Is there a general dollar amount per acre?
that's what I was just gonna say, like, one of the townships we worked in recently, it was 25,000 blanket for the whole site. It's like, well, that isn't a good idea. I mean, it could be a giant quarry or a tiny sand pit.
Yeah.
And 25 isn't gonna cover much. We had two different numbers for the two in this.
Yeah, 3,500 and 4,500,
Right.
roughly.
Yep.
In Wisconsin,
Yep.
a sand and gravel pit could be 2,000 an acre, and a big quarry could be $5,000 to $6,000 an acre. So it depends on the size and scope, but Andrew's right, the 3,500 and 4,500, which we'll provide that in our formal packet too, and then we can negotiate from there.
I'm showing my ignorance on this product, but I would assume some rock is harder and more valuable, I would guess, than others. What is the quality of this quarry?
It's very good. Can be used for asphalt stone or concrete stone.
Okay,
We get it certified.
certain of them uses have different requirements.
Right, a lot of quarries in southeast Minnesota only make base rock or township rock or those types of things. This particular quarry will make all of the high-spec concrete asphalt products.
Are you gonna have some verbiage in there for storage? I mean, sometimes the quarries are used for storage, they, especially that recycle kind of stuff, and,
Currently, we could set an asphalt plant or a concrete batch plant there. You know, we probably will put some verbiage in there that with a conditional use, we'd like to still be able to do that for specific jobs. Obviously, we're not gonna put a permanent asphalt plant out there, we have no intentions of that, but if a job on 25 or 6 or something would come up, we'd like the ability under a conditional use to put a portable plant there, because that rock meets those qualities. But, other than that, it would just be gravel piles. I mean, we come and go with our portable crushers, and we move
Oh, yeah.
loaders in and out as we
Yeah.
need to, and
once a day, crush a bunch extra.
Right. You know, I don't envision this being any bigger than John